Oh, get out of
I
here.
was waving.
I'll wave you in a minute. Yeah, especially when these
Well,
guys
actually,
have the playoffs here.
the pillow is upside down to represent
You taking
the
a nap.
failure. Yes.
Not a failure. I mean, my goodness.
All right.
But
That's out of the
anyway, I
scene.
hope everybody's well on this Saturday as we're preparing for the storm to come in. I just found out that I am doing a run from Holland. Yeah, I got to click my shoes 3 times. Click, click, click.
You also gotta eat some food on Koningsdag, which is tomorrow.
Well, wouldn't you like to know? Anyway, to Kim and Melanie, thank you for joining us here. Let me quickly go down here. Of course, the conference championship games for football are tomorrow. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do the video tomorrow because I am going to be doing jobs in bitter cold weather. Tammy, hello to you. Yeah,
And
I
welcome
know.
Melanie, Mimi, Esther Huysen.
Nice pronunciation.
Thank you.
Now, I'm not sure if I don't know.
That's
if
why
they-
I've got German in me.
But then again, I don't know if they have follow American football in South Africa, but we'll see.
That's Germany, not South Africa.
Well, that's where Melanie's from what I understand. But anyway,
Oh,
thank you for the
okay.
Christmas card, by the way, from a few days back. Forgot to mention that. Jeanette, hello to you. Yeah,
Vacha.
it's gonna feel like Chicago here in about 24 hours. So, but anyway, the conference championship games. Now, of course, we all know what happened. It's kind of fun. And hello to you, Michelle
Eisenberg.
and Elisa. Glad you can join us here. Now, as everybody knows, the world stabilized itself on Sunday night. Video's a little dark. That's because the lights aren't on.
Let me turn it on.
Actually, while we keep it running, I'll turn the thing on. That way we don't have to see the Christmas tree and...
Okay, well, welcome everybody. This is now my show.
For about 5 seconds until I take back
no.
over.
Why?
It's just the background. Maybe this is a little better.
Needs to be my show.
It will be one of these days. But anyway, this will also be on YouTube, and I'll put that up a little bit before I leave for work again. Hey, just so you know, we have the 2 conference championship games. And hello to you, Teresa. And happy birthday, Teresa. Let's not forget about
Palma
that.
Burmeister.
Yeah, you're in the cold weather at 17 degrees, and it is and Patricia, hello to you also.
Lacken?
Well, the cold isn't lacking. It's actually laking if you think about it.
Well, all right. 4 for 5 in pronouncing last names.
And Christina.
Arano Vici. 5 for 6. That's a new segment on here. Pronouncing hard to pronounce last names.
I'm gonna have to give you one. I'm gonna have to give you names that are about 25 letters long to see if you can get that.
Oh, jeez.
And yes, happy birthday goes to
Schifferns.
Teresa there. Terry, hello to you. And yeah, okay, try to say my last name, Aranavici. That's because I follow Avicii and it helps me pronounce.
Oh, and Sturcio.
And now, and Dave is here as well, so thanks for joining
All right,
in.
can we actually get to the predictions now? I mean,
Well, Tammy is making us jealous by saying it's cold. Yesterday it was in the 70s and now it's in the 40s. Well, get this. The high tomorrow is supposed to be 7 degrees Celsius and the low 6 degrees Fahrenheit.
you told me this earlier.
Well, I'm sure for those who haven't seen the status, I just thought I'd share that. But anyway, after the... and Patricia's like her last name gets mispronounced often. But anyway,
All here for
the
fun.
conference championship games. Of course, the first one is the Rams at the Saints, and the second one, the Patriots and the Chiefs. And needless to say, I don't know what your predictions were for the 8 games, but believe it or not, I'm 7-1. I missed the first one. So,
I haven't been counting.
well, let's put it this way. Now the world is stabilized after Sunday night. I am going to have to get you, since you're really into baseball now,
Yeah.
I would have to think, well, the question is, how are you looking at these 2 games? Let's start with the Rams and Saints.
Yes. Well, definitely after the Saints edged out the Eagles. I mean, honestly, to many Philadelphia fans, we very ostentatiously kind of stood there with our arms folded and just like, Then we started to cry like a baby and go into the corner. But really, with the Saints team, it's obvious that they are a better team than Philadelphia. We're just kind of in a bit of a stubborn, stiff, coma after we won the Super Bowl. We're just like so in shock that we're refusing to actually play along with any logical ideas.
By the way, hello, Michelle.
Marie.
Some people don't give last names. Continue.
Yes. But it's definitely going to be a very close matchup if we look at Los Angeles and New Orleans. They've both had playoff runs in the past, some successful than others, and definitely.
And hello to you, Dana, because
Hullings.
her Flyers are expected to be up in below zero Montreal tonight.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
The record's below zero.
Playing a little bear. Let's see if we can keep it up. But getting back to the football, I do agree with you. And we have two championship games where the two teams, Rams and Saints, and Patriots and Chiefs, have met before in the regular season this year. Mm-hmm. In both games, both teams combined for 80 or more points in each game. Now, the Saints beat the Rams in New Orleans 45-35 in round 9, while in round 6, the Patriots beat the Chiefs 43-40. Those are like low high school boys basketball games.
Well, I attended a junior high basketball game the other day, and it was actually 52-41.
Sounds like your average Rams-Chiefs score, doesn't it?
Yeah. But if you want to look at it this way, the Rams and Saints are two very good teams with very good players on offense and defense. For Los Angeles, on the offense, you've got first overall pick in the 2016 draft, Jared Goff. Maybe he's not the best at throwing the ball accurately, but he can throw the ball to receivers that he wants, like Tavon Austin, for example.
Tavon used to play for the Rams. He's with Dallas.
My apologies. I'm still learning this stuff.
Well, let me just put it to you this way. The Rams absolutely gashed the Cowboys last weekend. Their running game was phenomenal. I mean,
Well,
the
they've
Cowboys
got Todd Gurley II.
and C.J. Anderson, who's on his third team this year, and I mean, both ran for over 100 yards in that game. No wonder the Cowboys couldn't stop him.
So here's the question. Do you think Todd Gurley II is a MVP candidate?
Or is he a girl?
No.
Anyway. By the way, hello to you, Colleen, checking in here.
In 2019, that's an important clarification.
Well, here's the thing. You got to remember that Gurley, I'm not sure if he's 100%, but I think the bigger issue in the game is the Saints' offensive line. Mm-hmm. Now, they eventually did a good job shutting down the Eagles' defense, and the Saints' defense stepped up and stopped Nick Foles after his first 2 drives. So I really think the Saints aren't as healthy as they were back in November. The Rams may be along the same part, and I think the difference now with Aaron Donald being the pass rusher he is, he could carve the Saints' offensive line up. So Sean Payton's going to have to really have his work cut out for him in order for that to be successful.
Now let's look at the other side, Sean McVay. What do you think that he is going to just be going through his mind as the Saints try to beat Los Angeles?
Well, I actually think McVay is going to have a very good game plan. I mean, Goff is, like I said, not the most accurate quarterback, but he makes the plays when he has to.
He's got a good completion percentage. You cannot deny that.
Well, he didn't have a real good one last week, but it was the rushing game that was the difference in the game. But as far as the Saints go, I mean, if Kamara gets going, if Michael Thomas gets going, I mean, I think the Saints might be the team to beat, and they have such a great home field advantage. The thing I, believe it or not, said was, I think, do you remember when we did the predictions back in August that I actually had the Rams in the Super Bowl?
I do not remember that, but let's roll back the tape.
I'm going to have to go back to YouTube and see. If I'm wrong on this, I apologize, but I actually had a Rams-Chiefs Super Bowl.
Are you a time traveler?
Well, not necessarily.
Let me hop on with you.
And we'll put the silly thing in reverse. So, but something tells me this is going to be a different game. I don't expect it to be as high scoring. It's not going to be 80 points. But in my opinion, I truly think that the Saints, even though this might be Drew Brees' last shot, something tells me the Rams might win this game.
Well, I have a different prediction. The New Orleans Saints are going to be NFC championships.
You really think the Saints are going to win this one?
I do believe so, and here's why. Drew Brees is pretty much on Nick Foles drugs right now. He's basically on top of the world. He's going as fast as he can to get anywhere that he wants to be, and he's having it work his way. The Saints had a great season. They had great seeding in the playoffs. They beat easy opponents to get them to this point, and the Rams are really only the first team in this journey that are really trying to stop them right now.
Hey, the Eagles tried last week, given the run that they had, and it didn't work.
The Saints, they got a first round bye, correct?
Well, yeah, the Saints
Yeah.
and the Rams, all four teams in conference championship weekend, all had first round byes. It's the 1 versus the 2 seed in both.
So, the Saints, they beat the Eagles. They're an easy target. I mean, we were Super Bowl champions last year. If we had that same game last year, I think Philadelphia would have won, because if you look at the Vikings,
If Jeffrey catches the ball at the end of the game,
and if he doesn't put Vaseline on his on his gloves, whatever
it was just an awful break. It just went through his hands. If he catches it, do you think the Eagles score?
No, and here's why.
Really?
Here's why. That catch is not, end all sort of situations. If you want to look at it this way, we still weren't in field goal range if he made that catch or not, because it was obvious with the way that he was going to dive to make the catch.
But a field goal is irrelevant because you're down 6.
You're down 6, obviously, but you need to get a touchdown or bust. You have less than 2 minutes left in the game, and Nick Foles was obviously just not, as I was saying, Drew Brees is on Nick Foles drugs, while Nick Foles himself is starting to wear off.
But if the Eagles recovered that fumble in the second quarter, the game probably would have turned a whole lot differently.
Yes, but here's my thing. You have to drive downfield in 2 minutes or less. If Jeffrey made that catch, that would have just been a small step in that direction. We would have either run out of time, or
I don't think so.
we would have not gone far enough to actually make an impact. We could have been at the 5-yard line, and Nick Foles could have thrown an incompletion that would have put the game away. So really, if you want to look at it this way, Jeffrey's catch is inconsequential compared to the magnitude that was that game.
I'm very surprised by that. By the way, hello to you, Stephanie, checking in. Let me
Bozak Liddy.
Bozak, yeah, that's what it looks like.
Welcome to Ireland.
No, this is southern New Jersey, folks. And Collins,
thank you. That's what I'm going for. I'm going for broadcasting, so you're going to hear me on the Phillies in a few years, hopefully.
Well, knowing how my opinion is on a lot of things, no wonder nobody wants me. But appreciate the compliment to my son here, Kyle. But anyway, Dan, what's your score for the NFC Championship?
Saints 31-20.
Pretty good score. I actually have the Rams 34-31. That it's still going to be a high-scoring game. I don't think it's going to be as high-scoring, but something tells me the Rams are going to make one more play than the Saints. It is an even-Steven game. I do think, it's also a revenge game, but a lot of times when you play once in the regular season and then the rematch is and the rematch are both in the same venue, usually the home team wins both times. That would favor the Saints. But their offensive line is banged up. I think the Rams' defense, they did a pretty good job stopping Dallas for the most part, especially Zeke Elliott. And it's going to be a much tougher task in New Orleans. They've been in this environment before. I just think somehow the Rams are going to find a way to win the game. So you're saying the Saints, I'm saying the Rams, and now I'm saying let's go to the other game, Patriots and Chiefs. Now... Now here's a question for you, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time a conference championship game was held in Kansas City?
Is this a trick question?
Well, you answer it.
No, there's never been a conference championship.
Until tomorrow. You are absolutely correct.
Because I know you're a master of trickery. So.
No, I wasn't a master of trickery. I'm trying to make you think a little bit deeper. But it has never happened. You are correct.
Yes.
And you may recall that, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs are looking for their first Super Bowl appearance
ever
before I even was on the planet. The last time the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl, my parents were not married yet.
So, the 60s?
No, it was January 1970. That's Super Bowl IV, where Kansas City beat Minnesota 23-7. That was
Okay,
their
I
only
thought
Super
your
Bowl
parents-
championship.
I thought your parents married
Did you
in the
know?
late '60s.
Did you know that the Kansas City Chiefs were originally based out of Dallas?
No, I did not.
They were the Dallas
But
Texans.
is that like some AFL?
Yeah,
debacle
that was the last year of the AFL, by the
Oh
way.
my gosh.
And then the two leagues merged to just be the NFL, and they made it conferences as the AFC and the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the Chiefs were in two of the first four Super Bowls. They got blown out by Green Bay in the first Super Bowl, which wasn't even called the Super Bowl back then.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, they came back in Super Bowl IV and beat Minnesota. But they haven't been there since. And the last time they were in a conference championship game, the 1993 season. And that's when they played Buffalo, and that was Buffalo's fourth consecutive conference championship to get to the
when
Super Bowl.
Buffalo wasn't mediocre.
And I think, wasn't Joe Montana the quarterback of Kansas City back then?
I believe Joe North Dakota was the
my
quarterback back then.
As much as I hated the stinking 49ers, I mean, go figure. But anyway, this is a game if you're an Eagles fan, you're torn. You are absolutely torn. You hate the Patriots, but a lot of you may still hate Andy Reid.
Oh my gosh.
And
I hate
you
Andy Reid with the fiery passion of 1,000 sons. Andy
and
Reid
daughters.
is my worst enemy.
Well, and consider, as a human being, a lot of people question because of his sons, and unfortunately losing one because of drugs. I mean, some people don't get by it, and that's fine. But you look at it on the football field, Andy Reid has been a very good coach. Very good. Why do you think he got the Eagles to 4 straight NFC championship games and 5 overall? He obviously has not been back to the conference championship game since the 2008 season.
Well,
when the Eagles lost to Arizona.
Until tomorrow.
Well, yeah, of course, until tomorrow. I'm just saying it's been 10 years for Andy Reid. Mm-hmm. So he's been there. Belichick has been there almost annually, it seems. Mm-hmm. And the Patriots are going for their 11th Super Bowl appearance. Who would have believed it?
They're the Yankees. They're essentially the Yankees of the NFL.
Well, you could say that, but
the Capitals are the Yankees of the NHL, and what are they called?
I disagree on
the
that
Cavaliers
completely.
are the Yankees, or no, the Warriors are the Yankees.
Well,
of
currently
the
the
NBA.
Warriors are, but here's the thing. I really do believe that this game isn't gonna be as close as people think. But you gotta remember, people say, well, you can't bet against the Patriots. I want you to think about this statistic, Dan. Bill Belichick has coached with Tom Brady in over 340 games. The Patriot defense has given up 40 or more points how many times?
0.
7.
Oh.
And here's something else. 3 of them against Kansas City, all with Andy Reid as the head coach.
Wow.
This includes the 43-40 game in round 6 this past October. But Kansas City also, in the season opener at New England, I think it was 2017, put 41 on the board against the Patriots then. And on Monday Night Football in late September 2014, Kansas City wiped them out 41-14. So they've done it 3 times. The Patriots are a different team at home than they are on the road. And even though Belichick you're going to find this even more hard to believe. Even though Belichick has been a master, probably one of the greatest head coaches ever.
And one of the greatest Jets coaches of all time.
Well, yeah, but still. Can you imagine if he stayed with the Jets and Tom Brady went there? Think about that for a second.
Jets Super Bowl champions!
50 years and counting.
Oh my God.
Hey, Eagles fans, you're not allowed to complain anymore. Browns, Lions, Jets, Bills, you all have a right to complain, folks. But anyway, here's the point I'm trying to make. I'm going to throw you another one. You got Tom Brady, and you got Patrick Mahomes. Talent-wise, I think Kansas City's the better team. But at the same time, Bill Belichick schemes so well against his opponent. Here's the problem. You want to guess how many road playoff wins, not counting the Super Bowl, do you want to guess how many road playoff wins Tom Brady has had in his career?
4.
3.
Oh, darn it!
You were close. You were close. 2 to 3, incidentally, were against Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Pittsburgh. Now get this. In the first game, in Brady's first Super Bowl, Brady started but got hurt before the end of the first half, and Drew Bledsoe took over. But because the Patriots led the entire game, Brady got credit for the win. He also beat Pittsburgh in the 2004 AFC Championship game, where New England beat Pittsburgh and then went to beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. And in January 2007, when the Patriots beat San Diego in the divisional playoff. Sandy, hello to you.
Hackett Z.
Well, but in any case, so the Patriots haven't won a road playoff game in 12 years. So think about this, and I'll throw one more twist. You mentioned the number 4. That's the number of road playoff wins Mark Sanchez has in his career. So Mark Sanchez has one more road playoff win than Tom Brady has, given his greatness.
Mark Sanchez, GOAT.
A gruff statistic, if you ask me. So, Tom Brady, I don't think is as good as last year. The Patriots, talent-wise, aren't as good as last year. And this is the first conference championship game ever hosted by Kansas City. Will the NFL find a way to give the Patriots an 11th Super Bowl appearance? What's your thought?
No. Kansas City will win the AFC Championship.
And what's your final?
My final, Kansas City 21, New England 20.
You think 21-20 Kansas City?
It's going to be a very close game. I do agree that it's going to be down to the wire. It's going to be so close. I'm calling it right now. Game-winning touchdown in the last 2 minutes of the game.
You think Patrick Mahomes will come through?
If you look back at the tape and if I'm right, I owe $5.
Well, we'll see. But anyway, but it's a matter of how the Patriots can contain Tyreek Hill as well as
Here's the thing: they can't contain
as
him.
Kelsey. If they can slow him down a little
Kansas
bit,
City has a very good receiving core. They have Travis Kelsey, the Pro Bowl tight end, along with Tyreek Hill. A duo like that, especially for Travis Kelsey, who is one of the few tight ends in the game that can actually he can run decently well. I mean, after he makes the catch, he can actually run a few yards. Then Tyreek Hill could be a running back. He's so fast. Speaking of running backs, they've got a good one as well. I forget his name, but it's still decent.
The point I'm trying to make here is this is, I think, this might be the night Kansas City celebrates for the first time in nearly 50 years. Mm-hmm. I did say Rams. I think I did say Rams and Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I will check. Scott, hello to you. But I believe if this happens, it'll be the first time in 26 years I get both Super Bowl teams correct. In the 92 season, I picked Buffalo against Dallas for Super Bowl 27, and both teams had to win on the road in order for that to happen, and both did. So I'm saying 34-31 Rams, and I'm also going to say 41-20 New England. Patriots defense, they've given up tons of points to Andy Reid. I know Andy Reid has had bad luck or has made bad calls in regards to his past championship failures in Philly, although he got it right once in the 5 times, at St. Louis, home to Tampa, home to Carolina, home to Atlanta, which they won, and of course his last appearance 10 years ago at Arizona, where the Eagles actually came back and took the lead before Kurt Warner had that big final drive. Mm-hmm. So I really do think it's going to be Rams and Chiefs in Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. You're saying Saints and Chiefs.
Yes.
So Eagles fans, I mean, they were celebrating Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead because Dallas lost. Just remember something. We haven't done anything in over 20 years. Pick on the Pats and leave us the bleep alone.
Hey, here's the thing. I'm siding with David Akers. Remember what he...
And you were kicking the side of the table like David Akers.
Remember during this year's draft what David Akers said when the Eagles picked their first round pick, you know what he said?
What?
NFC East champs, divisional champs,
for this year.
conference champs, and world champs. Hey Dallas, the last time this team had a Super Bowl, these draft picks weren't born.
And David
Akers.
And Akers said, are we going a draft pick?
No, he was saying, hey Dallas, the last time Dallas won the Super Bowl, these draft picks weren't born.
And I think the Eagles paid him to say that.
Well, of course, because David Akers is a legend.
Oh my goodness. Well, not really the legendary kicker. His big kicks came in San Francisco, by the way.
Of course.
And like I said, you had a nice bounce back year.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Folks, this is why Common Core exists.
Yes.
But anyway, but those are our picks. He's saying Saints and Chiefs. I'm saying the Rams and Chiefs. Brian, hello
John
to you.
Lovett.
Now, where you get John from?
Well, the last name is Lovett, so it's John Lovett.
It says Brian on there.
I know it does, but it's gonna be a Shrek reference.
You're ogre
This
for
is
three.
my father.
On you, my favorite. All right, well, that's going to be it because I'm going to go take a nap. So thank you again,
And I'm going to
Danny.
advertise my blog,
Okay.
adventuresbaseball at wikisite.com/2019.
Well, that should be fun. Put that in the comments while you're at it.
Yes, I will.
And Sherry, hello to you
You're
as we
just
get out of
missing
here.
out.
Oh, I can see the video. Just go rewind it. So for Danny, it's Tom. It's done. And we'll see you in a couple weeks for the Super Bowl 53 pick. And by the way...
Oh, yeah, we need to do Pro Bowl predictions.
No. Pro Bowl, don't even worry about that.
Okay, I'll do my own thing.
remember, the two teams in the Pro Bowl will not have those participating in the Super Bowl playing in that game.
But still,
So-
it's fun to predict the Pro Bowl, because I'm going to watch.
So, who knows? Well, anyway, hope you guys enjoy your Saturday. If you have to go out in the storm, please be careful. I shall do the same. 'Cause I
Buy
have
some
to
bread
leave it.
and eggs and milk.
French toast alert. Forget the winter storm warning. Just bundle up. And please do not take this storm lightly because the deep freeze is what's going to get you. if the
And let's
snow
go
does.
Eagles!
That's in August. Get out of here. We'll see you guys later.